Hello and welcome to Sailing Elsie. My name is Seth and I aim to earn your subscription today.
We're at 220, 780 to go. Way to go, guys. Thank you so much.
If you're just tuning in this episode and haven't seen the previous episode, what I'm doing is piecing together a Watermaker system. And in the last episode, the inverter did not have the guts to start up a 2 horsepower single phase induction motor. I think I've come up with a solution to that problem, and we're going to investigate that today. But before we get into that, check this out. All right, we've got an absolutely massive pod of dolphins coming up here. Oh, wow, this is amazing. They're jumping out of the water. There we go. One of my brothers started a yacht management company and brokerage, and we had a magnificent opportunity to spend the weekend on one of his clients' boats in honor of my brother's birthday. Here's a couple clips from that. The boat is a 70-foot Aquila, a Power Cat, 27-foot beam. It cruises at 21 knots and has a range of about 350 miles. It has a very spacious salon and galley, 4 staterooms, one of which is an owner's stateroom, 2 guest staterooms with en-suite bathroom, and 1 crew quarters with bunks. If you'd like to charter this boat, if you have a boat that you would like to offer for charter, or if you have a boat that you need managed in any way, contact my brother Ray at Barrette Yacht Sales and Management. I'll put a link in the description.
All right. Out with the old, in with the new. So, what solution are we trying next? This is a single phase induction motor, and this is a 3-phase induction motor. 3-phase, 1725 RPM, where this one's 3550 RPM. So we're going to have a little difference in the size. Woo, it's a little rocky today. In the size of the pulley itself. Since this motor runs at half the speed, it's going to need about twice the pulley size. Alright, so the difference between these two, I can't really talk about in a ton of detail without taking a whole video, but basically this takes a single phase input, which is what the inverter puts out, which is pretty much what's in everybody's home. It's just one 60 hertz sine wave, and then there's a run capacitor and a start capacitor. What that does is it takes that phase and then it provides a shift or a time delay, which creates a rotational magnetic field in here. I don't know if I can really explain it any better than that. Not in this short time, and I can't figure out how to do any animations. But anyway, 3-phase is typically used in industrial applications. They have the 3-phase power. A lot of times I think it's 480 volts. This is a 230 volt 3-phase electric motor. And on the boat, I only have single phase 120 volts available. So what this is the magic of the system. This is a 3-phase variable frequency drive, VFD. So what this does is it's going to take in the 120 volts from the boat, transform it or rectify it down to a DC voltage, upregulate it to 220 volts, and then it'll output through transistors 3 phases of electricity that will run this motor. And the magic in this is, with this motor, it's just trying to run 60 hertz all the time. With this combination, on startup, it can start at a really low frequency, I think as low as 5 hertz. And since these motors' speed is dependent on the frequency of the electricity and the amount of windings and poles inside each motor, this one, when you start it up, it's doing 0 RPM, trying to do 3000 RPM. This one, when we start it up, it'll be trying to do whatever, 10 RPM, 20 RPM, 100 RPM, and then this can automatically bring up the voltage. So all my research says this should work. Let's find out. So this motor is 2 horsepower, 60 hertz, 230 or 460 volts, 3-phase, 1725 RPM, full load amperage, 7.2 amps at 230 volts, 7.2, so if it goes over that, we are overloading it. This is a 56C frame, which just has to do with the mounting foot. I think the C means that you can mount directly onto the flange, where it's got a bolt to. I'm not going to be using that. And not exactly sure what this stuff is. And it's a continuous duty. And it can be counterclockwise or clockwise. Shows here how to wire it up. Alright, so here's the instructions for this one. I expected it to have like terminals, but it's just a bunch of wires. Whatever, we can deal with this. I do have wire nuts. So I need to wire it like this, where it looks like L1 goes to 1 and 7, L2 goes to 2 and 8, L3 goes to 3 and 9, and then 4, 5, and 6 get wired together. I believe that's a star pattern. Not sure. Might be delta. Alright, so here's the rat's nest. Everything is marked pretty well. There's 2 and 3, so I just gotta put these together in the right combination. Be right back. Alright, got them all paired up with the lines from the variable frequency drive, the VFD. So anyway, let me double check my parameters and get this thing programmed and see if I can't get this motor to spin up. Alright, so I want to reiterate that this is the wrong wire to be using, just using this for testing. But we're all wired up here. Here's the neutral, hot, and ground going in, and then these are actually 3 separate phases. They are not neutral, hot, and oops. These ones on the right are not ground, hot, and neutral. These are phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, otherwise known as W, V, and U. So first step is to power this on and then put in the basic parameters and protection parameters of the motor, basically transcribing everything from here into here so that this knows what it's working with and what it's expected to do. So I'm going to plug it in and see if we get any smoke. Okay, got a little click in there. Alright, I'm not sure if that little click came through on camera, but I'm supposed to be getting some sort of display or whatever, so I'm just checking voltage here and making sure that I have voltage on the end, and as you can see I've got 122.2 according to this particular meter. On to the next step. Let's figure this out. Might just be a dead unit. It was an open box on Amazon, so no telling. Could just be junk.
following a little Chatty Pete advice, we're disconnected from power. I'm going to open this up and look for a fuse on the inside. Wait, there's a light on in there. See that? And it's red. I don't know. Anyway, I'll let you know what I find. Alright, light went out, heard another click, so I think the capacitors in there have dissipated their energy. I'll go ahead and open her up. So we've got the board open. I was looking for a fuse down here. I'm not really seeing one. These red and black wires go to the fans right here. This is a temperature sensor that goes to the sink. This is an I/O cable that goes up to the front, and that's where you can connect different, like an external on-off switch or change direction, depending on what the motor would be used for. And then this cable here goes to the control panel, and I checked the seat, and everything looks good. But so I'm looking over here to see if anything looks nasty or wrong, and then look at this. That doesn't look right to me. So this was a Amazon open box deal, and my guess is somebody else sent it back because it wasn't working. So this is a little bit unfortunate. Let's see how close I can get on that and still get a focus. Yeah, so that whole area there should look like all these areas here. You can see that transistor is just popped, gone, bingo, buzzo. And look, the heat even looks like it got down into this area here a little bit. Alright, so unfortunately this motor running is not going to be in this video. I just won't be able to get a replacement here in time. So, bugger. So, sorry guys. I really wanted to have something a little more exciting, although that's not nothing, I guess. Alright, the new one is ordered and on the way, so it'll be here in a few days. And cross our fingers that we get better luck on the next one. I just ordered a new one. They did have another open box, but nope, let's not take that chance again. So that's all I got to say about that. Until next week.
This is where